I'm going completely off script with this one. I want to talk to you guys about why it's bigger than real estate, but it's really about being your own boss. And I'm going to tell you a story that personally happened to me that could happen to anybody, and why it is important to do more than just work for somebody. Now, I completely understand the person that wants to do 40 years at a company. It's very secure, it's very safe, it's very comfortable. But the problem becomes when you just become a number. Now, I understand completely that you got to do what you got to do, and people have kids, and you have to take care of yourself. And most importantly, the thing about a W-2 job is they offer insurance, which is very important, particularly people with health problems. But then we'll get into exactly the story that I'm trying to get to. So this happened about 3 years ago, and I was at my job going on a break, and I saw somebody sitting out in their car, just kind of relaxed with their leg outside their truck. And I kind of moved on from that, minding my own business. But I come back out to my truck after my lunch break to go back to the floor, and I noticed a couple other operators talking to this employee, trying to wake him up. So I really didn't know what to go to do. I didn't know what was going on. Like, once again, I was kind of paying attention to what I was doing. But then they start beating on his car. So the person inside the car was not moving. Long story short, we tried to revive him. And this man was in his mid-30s, not even 40 years old yet. And he had a heart attack inside his car on his lunch break. Now, like I said, we tried to revive him. I went and got the little paddles. And when I hooked him up, it said do not shock. There was no heart rate. So this could be a pretty traumatic situation for anybody, especially at work, especially for somebody your same age. And everybody processes these things a little differently. Well, to go into, the more upsetting to me situation about the whole thing is you just died at work. How is this going to be handled? Now, this was about 3 a.m. By 4 a.m., the police and paramedics were on site. Now, we do our shift change at 7 in the morning. So there was more than enough time to have the next shift not come in or be late, or at least take care of the situation before they came in. So the paramedics doing their or not the paramedics, but the police doing their investigation. They pull his body out, have him on the sidewalk, and doing everything they can. Well, because you're just a number to these companies, that's how it was treated. So they still had first shift come in. Not only did they have them come in, they had them go inside the building and clock in, and then go back out to their car to where the body was at. This made absolutely no sense. And I understand in a time of crisis that some bad decisions were made. So as the families out there grieving, they've created an audience instead of handling the situation. Now, at my job, I've had a few people die, and had they handled the situation better the next time? I do believe so. But another upsetting part to it for some people was how they handled it afterwards. So as one of the people that found his body and tried to save him along with 2 other operators, the company never reached out to us all, said anything to us. They did do overall, we have grief counselors, whatever. That was their procedure, because you're just a number. It's just going off procedure. It's not no human activity about it. You're just going off procedures. So at my job, we have what they call bid jobs, which is because we work in a plant. So with the replacement of his job, typically when a job is vacant, there's they wait until there's like 4, 5, 6 vacant jobs before they post a job. As this man died before he was even in the ground, a day later, his job was already posted. Now, I understand business is business, but to prior procedures, they wouldn't have posted that job immediately, so I don't know why they ever did that. Furthermore, most people wasn't even able to consider going to his funeral. There was no plant shutdown. there was a sign up list. They would excuse people, I guess, like on third shift. If his funeral was done before third shift, they wasn't going to not compensate, but they wasn't going to say, hey, no, you don't have to come to work. They couldn't shut a plant down for somebody that's been there for over 10 years. They just couldn't shut it down for a day. So, and once again, I will always say it's a business. A business handles business is how they want to handle it. But my point is if you're looking for something more than working for somebody else, that's why you need to be your own boss. Pay for your own time, and I understand that you may not have something that you know you want to do that you can make money outside, and it is something that you'll have to build. And being an entrepreneur is not for the weak. Trust me, it's way harder than what I do now, but I know that at the end of the day, retiring at 42, 43 is more important than retiring at 65. Also, you know, I don't think anybody wants to obviously die, but die at work. You know, you was selling your time. So it's time to do something that is fulfilling in life, because we don't, you know, it doesn't go on forever. But with that, I will always say a person that works a job for 40 years, which is probably pretty rare these days, or 30 years or whatever to the retirement age, is pretty rare, and it's quite an accomplishment, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. I've been with my job for 20 years, so apparently I'm happy with it. But the older I get, the more I realize that my time is valuable, and I have to do some hard things now for an easier future. So at the end of the day, you're just a number to them, but you're not a number to yourself. You're not a number to your family. You're the most important thing. So make sure that you set everything up to live your life on your terms, not on their terms, because at the end of the day, you'll just be a thank you card and a number. So I know this is a little different from my real estate, so I hope that this story helps you with your entrepreneur, with moving on to your future and knowing that you can do something outside of a 40-hour work week. So if you like real estate, and I talk about positive mindset and stuff on this channel, so we keep it all positive. So if you like what you heard, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, check out some of my other stuff, and I would love to hear your stories, so put that down in the comment. And thanks for watching.